What is up, YouTube? Today I'm just gonna make a little meatball. It's a little turkey meatball. I just felt like making it. It's a nice thing I like to make when I'm cutting. It just helps out because it's not, I think it's 98% lean turkey. I bought it bulk. 98% lean turkey. The only really other fat in there is the egg, which, you know, not that much. You're gonna get like 12 or 13 meatballs out of it. So I got 1 pound of turkey, quarter cup of breadcrumbs, quarter cup of Parmesan, quarter cup of egg, about 2 or 3 cloves of minced garlic, 1 egg, and that's gonna be kosher salt, ground black pepper, and then you could use fresh parsley, but I don't have that, so I'm just gonna do some dry Italian seasoning just on top, just a little bit. All right, let's get cooking. All right, so in the bowl, I'm just gonna basically add everything in. Take my watch off. We're just gonna add everything in. We'll go Parmesan, breadcrumbs, garlic, onion. And yeah, we could just throw the egg right in there. I like to leave the salt and pepper and stuff out until I get this all mixed. The only thing with the turkey is it's gonna be a little bit wetter. This is just, it's my same recipe as I use for my meatballs, like my regular beef meatballs. Just nice and simple, but it still gets a good flavor out of it. And then if you cook it the same way I do, you can still get them nice and moist. The main thing is just use a temperature probe. All else fails, put a probe in one of them. You know, no one's really gonna care if there's a little hole in it. All right, now that we got that mixed, let me wash my hands. And you can't pan over because you are my iPhone on a tripod. So we're just gonna add, you know, just a couple cracks of black pepper. I like to taste it a little bit. We're gonna add about a couple teaspoons of kosher salt in there. And then for Italian seasoning, it's not gonna be crazy because you don't want it to taste all like Italian seasoning, you know? Like Italian seasoning can get pretty overpowering. So we're just gonna do it, it's just a little bit of it all. Give it a nice mix. And there's our mixture. Time to make the balls. So what we're gonna do is you're just gonna go little circles. You're gonna get a little bit good amount in your hand, and then you're just gonna make them. The turkey, it's gonna stick to your hand. That's the only issue, is by the end of it, you're gonna have, you know, turkey hands. See what I meant by turkey hands? Like the amount of, you know, you could probably, you know, get another half a meatball with all the stuff on my hands. So this got me 9 regular size ones and then 2 mini ones. So, you know, that'll do it. That'll get you through the week. All right, so I got my oven preheating to 350. I just have it on convection, but you could have it on anything. But then I have my balls in the pan. I put it in the cast iron because it has a nice heavy bottom, so it's not gonna cool down too much. But I like to put it in the pan so it gets a nice crust on the outside, get that nice Maillard reaction. And see that? Got a nice little crust on that side. So I just flipped them. I got it turned down. Now I'm just gonna throw it in the oven. Throw it in the oven until it's about 165. You can keep flipping them on the third side. You can see I molested that one. That's because I tried tongs, but then I didn't, I needed to scrape underneath it with, a spatula. I used my little cancer spatula, a little black plastic one. So I took them out. They're probed to about 160 degrees. They're gonna come up. I'm just gonna leave them in the pan for a little bit because I gotta finish this, take a couple pictures. And oh, that is hot. I just touched the handle and I burnt my hand. Yeah, and I will set the camera up and I'll be back. All right, so the turkey balls are done. You can see I flip them. I flip them most of the way through. You can see it's sort of a square. You're not gonna get the machine circle like you do out of your frozen ones, but they're gonna be good, They're gonna be good, they're gonna be fresh, they're gonna be healthy for you. That's the main thing, is that they're healthy. As I said earlier, if you wanna switch it to beef, just switch out to 1 pound of beef, go 80-20. 80-20 be a good mix. With those, you can be a little bit more lenient with your temperatures too, but the main thing is you don't wanna overcook these. You don't wanna overcook beef ones, you don't wanna overcook turkey ones. They get dry, they don't taste good. You also don't want to work with them too much. You don't want to just keep mixing and mixing and mixing and then packing, because then they get dense. You don't want them to get dense. You want to have a nice grain to them. You want to be nice and moist, and then they'll be all good. All right, if you like this video, drop a like, leave me a comment of what you want to see next. See you next time.